Josh Allen's MVP would be like Charles Barkley's MVP.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because I think right now what happens with people like Patrick Mahomes, with people like Lamar Jackson, is we get fatigued, and I think the voters get fatigued, and what happens is the MVP becomes a narrative-driven award, right? Every time you see the numbers put up on the screen, you can clearly look at those numbers and say that guy is having a better season than Josh Allen, although Josh Allen is having a great season.
Yes. Better than expected.
Josh Allen is having an MVP caliber season, but you win an MVP because you're better than everybody else.
Yes.
Right now, Josh Allen's not playing the quarterback position better than Lamar Jackson is. But it's going to be, well, Lamar Jackson has 2. Patrick Mahomes has 2. What is the other quarterback we count on that tier that's never won one?
Absolutely.
Josh Allen.
It's like giving Karl Malone, right, the MVP, because you could have given it to Jordan every single year, but people get tired of giving it to him.
Then we need to create a crusade to fight sports apathy. Fight sports performance apathy.
Good
because
luck.
what?
I mean, listen, Steve Nash got 2 of them things. You know that. Right?
Yeah.
And so, but that's the point. It's the narrative, right? When Steve Nash got the first one, he was coming from Dallas, right? And he goes to the Phoenix Suns. They're winning, and he's playing well, averaging a double-double, and everybody says, okay, give it to him, when Kobe was clearly the best player in basketball. And so I think sometimes you have that narrative. Coming into this season, the narrative was what? Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills wouldn't be contenders because he didn't have the skilled players around him.
Correct.
Now that he has elevated them, now that he has played well, we're looking at his statistics. We're looking at the fact that this team's in the fight for the playoffs and the number 2 seed, and you're going to say, okay, Josh Allen must have did all of these things. But stack the numbers up.
Yeah. There go the numbers.
When you stack the numbers up now, and we also have to remember when we're talking about rushing touchdowns, the Buffalo Bills have adopted the tush push.
Right.
Right? So those numbers are going to be different. And I know what's going to happen. Everybody in Bills Mafia is going to be pissed off and say that I don't think Josh should be the MVP. I think Josh has had the MVP caliber season, but he hasn't played better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so I just need to stop this video real fast. Ryan Clark has been getting a lot of clout recently because some people are claiming that he's trying to antagonize to get more clout out of this. That is what a lot of people are saying. And they're saying that he's on a mission to become a bigger name. And in order for Ryan Clark to become a bigger name in the sports analyst world, he need to go at Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers. And that is exactly what he did. And he got a lot of clout out of it. So people are saying that Ryan Clark is cloud chasing right now. I'm not going to say that I think that, but that is what a lot of people are saying. And yet again, he's involved with debate that is about a brother and a non-brother. Yeah, so let's get back to the video.
Okay, so the MVP conversation's completely gone off the rails. One, I was the one 3 weeks ago who said, it's over. I was wrong. I was caught up in the moment, over emotional. People said there's still 3 games left this season. I was like, no. So on me, totally. But the narrative of the conversation around it has completely gone off the rails. The award is to celebrate great player achievement. And we're losing sight of that, okay? I said weeks ago on First Take that MVP and Offensive Player of the Year are different. We have changed the definition of MVP, but it still is MVP. Offensive Player of the Year is great performance. You had a great season. MVP is you have to evaluate how that performance was accomplished, given what was around you, all that, and how much it impacted your team. Okay? That's the bottom line. And the narratives of if you vote for, Lamar Jackson, you don't like Josh Allen, or if you vote for, Josh Allen, you don't like Lamar Jackson, all these other narratives of, voter fatigue, racism, it's not it. Can we stop making it about that? Offensive Player of the Year, you're going to vote for who you think had the best season. Like you had an unbelievable season. MVP, you have to evaluate all of it. That's part of it. The value that you bring, the contribution that your play brought to your team. And so, yes, your scheme, your offensive line, stats don't tell the whole story. That's why, stats, you could say Offensive Player of the Year stats, great. MVP really should be about what it looks like. It really should be about what it looks like. That's why, last year, I voted for Lamar Jackson because I just watched it all and I said, well, his performance, given everything that was going on, the contribution that his performance made, given everything that was with him, That was the most valuable performance. That's why I voted for Lamar. So if I vote for Lamar this year, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate Josh Allen. And if I, there's multiple guys that could be in this conversation. Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield's had a great year. Goff's had a great year. There's 4 guys that are probably in the conversation. Is Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Saquon Barkley might break a 40-year-old rushing record. Joe Burrow is having a historic season. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are having historic seasons. If Josh Allen doesn't play for the Bills, no, they're not going to be that good. And if Lamar Jackson doesn't play for the Ravens, no, they're not going to be that good. Joe Burrow doesn't play for the Bengals, they're not going to be that good. Of course. They all have good pieces around them. Joe Burrow's got elite wide receivers. Lamar Jackson's got an unbelievable running attack. Josh Allen's got a very solid offensive line. There's all different parts, but I'm blessed enough to have a vote. And so I'm going to value the way it looks and what you're doing it with the most. There's no other narratives around it. I want to celebrate these dudes. Yes, am I jealous that they're unbelievably more talented than me? Of course I am. I'm aware of that, guys. You don't need to keep telling me. So can we just break all these wild narratives out there? 4 of those guys that are more than likely going to win MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. It means 2 guys have a justifiable case to win the award, aren't going to win anything. And they're going to go home upset or angry or disappointed or frustrated. And they've had unbelievable years. That's just the way it's set up right now, that we only have those 2 awards to go to that many cats. They're remarkable players. Let's stop with all the crazy narratives.
All right, now, so I want to thank you so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all. And the clip I just show y'all, that was Ryan Clark, and he was speaking about who's going to win between Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen in the MVP race. This is a big topic right now. For example, we got more people that have been talking about this. We got Tony Romo, for example, and he suggested that Josh Allen might win the MVP over Lamar Jackson because of voter fatigue. And the former player, Tony Romo, is claiming that the race is so tight between Allen versus Jackson that it's a tie, according to Tony Romo. And Romo, as I've explained, he thinks that Allen's and Jackson's MVP battle might likely boil down to voter fatigue. And this means that the voters will lean towards picking Allen, even though Jackson has been just as good, if not better, because Allen has never won an MVP, while Jackson has won 2 of the last 5. And I actually think that Tony Romo, he makes a great point, because put yourself in any of these voters' shoes. Allen and Jackson have been objectively incredible this year. Both of them have had special moments, and it's almost impossible to pick one over the other without injecting narrative and personal bias into the process. So let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.